Man, it has been like forever. I hope y'all miss me because I surely miss you guys. Listen, we are back. Y'all already know we bringing the heat as usual. We coming back with new episodes, man, and we got an amazing show lined up for y'all tonight. So I hope y'all got your popcorn and got your little drink. So whatever you do to relax and chill, I hope you have that ready because you are definitely in for a treat. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Oh, it's the Vibe Show 97.9. Y'all already know the vibes. I'm your host, Kano the Don, the Vibe King. And tonight we have an amazing show lined up. I'm so excited about this one right here. Actually, been waiting on this one, been trying to get this one for about a year, and we finally making it happen. So I'm so excited to introduce you guys to dancer, choreographer, and voguer, the very lovely, the one and only Dolores Ninja.
Yay! Hi!
What's up? What's up? How are
Super
you?
excited. I'm super excited. Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank
beyond excited. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm so excited because can you imagine following somebody for over a year, just intrigued by everything that they're doing, and then you finally get enough guts to reach out to try to get an interview, and they accepted, and you accepted the interview request.
you. I was very honored. So thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Oh my God. Like we have so much stuff to talk about. I'm so excited about this and just diving into your story. It just really blew my mind. Just all the amazing accomplishments and everything that you have accomplished over the years. And at the level that you're on right now, you're still propelling to new heights. So I'm just excited about that.
Thank you. Always, never stop. But thank you for all the support you've been showing, and I love what you're doing. So I'm very happy to be here and share my story.
Absolutely. Now we're gonna dive right into it because we have so much stuff to talk about.
Mhm.
So now I would like to start definitely with you being born in Italy. Tell me what was it like growing up there for you?
So, well, I'm definitely happy that I'm proud of my roots, my Italian roots. So it was a nice childhood, and growing up in Italy is interesting. After you leave Italy, you're like, oh wow, I thought the world
Right.
was different. I'm like, oh okay. It was a discovering every time I travel. I'm like, wow, we don't know nothing. If you stay in your own like not village, like little small town, because mine was a very small town. You think that you know everything, and then you travel, and you're like, okay, the very conservative city, town. Italy in general is very conservative, very judgy. But the good side is the family, is the culture, the food. So it's a lot good side, and also of course as everywhere bad side. But I always wanted to see what was outside. That was my problem and my push at the same time, because I can never settle anywhere. I'm always like, what is what there is outside. I'm very curious, and then starting dancing at a very young age, and I always loved hip hop. So I started to dance
Mm.
more than ballet. Ballet was too boring for me. I appreciate it after. I was like, okay, I want to go and see what was actually was created. So I want to go to New
Got
York. I want to see the real deal, because everything that we get from United States, it get diluted.
Right.
So you don't know if it's the truth. You gotta go
Right.
back to the source to see if you really love it. And I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So you had to go see it and touch it and feel it yourself just to see if
Exactly.
it was the real deal. Let me
Exactly.
ask you this though, Dolores. So, like, were there anybody else in your family that danced as well, or whatever, or like, how did you get hit with the dance bug, just by watching it, or is it a big dance culture? Was it a big dance culture over there in Italy as well?
No, there wasn't a big dance culture at all. Now it's bigger, of course, but nobody in my family danced. Nobody in my family is an artist. They're very math and business and all of this. But I think I always dance. My mom used to make this joke like she never stands still. She always either sing or dance. So I was very blessed that my mom had me follow my passion. But I was very shy. I was a very shy kid, and I didn't talk
Wait,
that.
wait, 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 wait,
Oh
wait.
yeah, you have no
Really?
idea. Yeah, I'm still, I'm still shy.
I don't believe
Ah, yeah,
it.
yeah. I can become red in like 3 seconds.
Really?
So dance was my way of expressing without using words and worry about what I was saying. So that was my way to let it go and feel free. And I always felt so good every time I was dancing. So I just
Ah.
it's
So,
addictive.
so let me ask you this, and that's interesting. So, hearing that you were shy with, you being on these massive stages and stuff like that, and we definitely going to get to that. So, how do you like break that fear, to be able to, because you got to think, dancing in front of people, it's got to be super challenging because everybody's so critical, especially now we live in a critical society. Now everybody's critical of everything or whatever. What really kind of broke that fear of you? I mean, I know you still kind of get fearful when you got the big shows and stuff like that. We all get butterflies and stuff,
Yeah.
but you go out there and kill it. But what broke that fear for you?
I think I'm more stressed about dance for few people than dance with like 1,000 people. Is the adrenaline is never a fear. It's more like an adrenaline, a fear of like don't fuck it up, don't forget the steps. That's definitely a fear. But I knew that that's what I was in this world for, just to share my talent. So when I dance, I'm truly myself. So I'm like,
Right.
if they like it, they like it. If they don't like it, there is nothing that I can do. I'm still gonna do it. So I don't think I learned how to break the fear. I just learned how to enjoy it and make it part of my adrenaline addiction. Why I'm doing.
Mm.
Plus, I picked after my journey, I picked a dance, a culture ballroom that you perform in front of 12, 14, 15 judges by yourself. And they
Really?
like you dance by yourself and they do this, they give you the dance if they like you. And if they don't like you right there, they're like chop, like this, chop. And you're like, okay, thank you, I'll come back. So you need to be very brave.
Right, right. So now, that's interesting. So you fell in love with you done ballet, you were a ballerina, you done that as well. And then you said you fell in love with more of the hip hop
Yeah.
culture too. What was the music scene like over there in Italy growing up? Like, were you guys able to get all of the music, or how were you able to tap into the hip hop culture over there?
So I'm laughing because he didn't even count as the name of hip hop. They call the dance, they call it like funky. So
Okay.
when I was going to dance class, I was like, I'm doing funky. This is how they used to call it in Italy, right? And then the music was hip hop, but the culture was very, very, very small. But there was some guys, some people that was traveling to New
Mm.
York and bring here the truth. So after you're in the dancing, from the commercial studios, you go and meet the people that actually love the culture and they know. So I started to know what was the, the reality, or what was the real deal. And yeah, but the music was there, but maybe 6 months after America put out arrives to Italy. It was always late. Now it's easy, it's at the same time. But I remember when I started to travel, I was bringing back to my studio the news, the hit that nobody knew, even at the radio. It was like, oh, I got this new music, guys, you have no idea.
Right.
New steps and blah blah blah. And I was blessed to train with the OGs that created the style. So, and they're still here to share it. So
Right. That's now see that's amazing right there. So you were traveling. Now we got to stop there too, because was it a culture shock for you traveling from Italy and finally coming to the States and stuff like that, or whatever? Being involved and being able to feel the culture and stuff like that. Like, what was that transition for you? Was it difficult coming over?
so the first time I came for like 3 months during the summer.
Mhm.
Because in Italy, the summer everything stopped. Dance studio, schools, everything stopped. So everybody goes and travel. So I was traveling, but I was going to dance studio. So I just had a culture shock about, oh my gosh, I'm living a dream. I'm in New York. It's something that I always dream about. So that was the beautiful thing. The culture shock, it happens when I decided to move here and get to know more American people, or people that was live and born and raised here, and they were sharing me their story. That is when I understood the real culture shock. Because when you come as a tourist, you see, the facade. You don't go deep. So after I'm still in culture shock every time. It's always like, even like with every person that I'm talking, it's like, oh wow. But there's so much to learn, so much.
Right. What inspired you to because I thought that I thought it was dope to start your own dance studio at the age of 22. Like, what was that like, and what inspired that? Was it going to other studios and seeing how they were doing it, or how they setups was, or what truly inspired you to say, you know what, I want to start my own studio at 22? Like, I thought that was dope.
Thank you. I gotta give all the credits to my mom. I'm gonna use my mom a lot in this interview because I'm thankful as fuck. Sorry, I said a bad word.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. So I was teaching for other studios since I was 17, right? And I love teach. That's my main passion. And my mom saw that I was getting always students, and wherever I was going, those students, they would follow me. Even if I was traveling 3 hours, they were driving 3 hours. And she's like, you have a power when you teach. You're very, like, you're sharing a lot, and you're sharing your passion, and you're touching people's life. And she's like, you should do it for your own self. You should start create something for you, because yes, you want to be a dancer, but you gotta think on future. You're 22,
Right.
you build your future. You never know with dance how it's gonna go. And I kind of hate this, because I always wanted to have just one plan and go forward. I never wanted to have a plan B. Like, my dad was like, you should go and train and study university in case dance is not gonna go good. And I hate it, because I'm like, it's gonna go good. I know it's gonna go. Don't give me plan B.
Right.
I listened to my mom, and I started renting a small space, and started like, I was renting like a gym and created like classes. And I started with 5 students, and then with 10, and then 15, and then with years we arrived around 400 students. And now I have my own space, and it's 15 years that I have the studio, and it's one of the best in Italy, honestly, because I keep calling people from, my teachers. I call them now. I'm able to invite them to teach to my students. So my students, they're able to see the source, voguing, pop, commercial, anything.
That's amazing.
What
That
it
and that also keeps kids out of trouble, as well
is.
too. When you can actually pour back into the community. So I really applaud you for doing that. because that's big. And then to grow it from 4 and 5 students all the way up to where it is right now, that's got to be something that you're very proud of on a personal level as well.
I'm super proud. I have students that they've been here with me since they were 8 years old, and now they are professional dancers and they work with artists and they're touring and they became a teacher and they're living their passion, and very, like, I get emotional when they come and say, you changed my life, the studio changed my life, because it gave me hope, it gave me dreams. And they started traveling too, to America. They're like, you inspire us to travel, everything is possible. So we're saving during the year, and then in the summer come and practice. So they, who loved it or really was committed, is still working as a dancer and choreographer, and successful dancer and choreographer. So I'm very, very proud.
So now let me ask you this. So it had to have been some challenges along the journey. Can we talk about some of the challenges along the journey early on in your career, on up to now? I don't know if you may be still, facing some challenges, because there's challenges with everything that we do.
Yeah. I was always, like, as soon as I started this career, my parents was like, remember, don't get discouraged. In every 10 no, there is one yes, but you gotta go through the no, like auditions. No, you're not gonna pass all the audition, you're not gonna get all the jobs. So you gotta be ready. But if you're consistent, you're gonna get it. So I was okay with the rejection of a job in case it's not, because I'm like, okay, on to the next one. I think the challenge was the people, meeting people that weren't pure. And I think it's kind of like a problem that you find in any industry, but maybe this industry is more exposed. I'm very naive, and this is a good thing. But at the same time, I was a little bit like vulnerable. Like I used to trust people a lot. So that was the challenge, like trust and give a lot, and share, just because I love to, but being used in the, for like get to their own agenda. That happens. And with time, I learned how to maybe um, detach myself a little bit more. I don't want to change, but I gotta put my guards a little higher. So I think that was the challenge in this industry. And I'm very patient. So I'm okay to, at the beginning, I wanted everything, I want to become like successful right away, right? I think it's normal when you're young, you want. Then with time, I'm like, my time is gonna come. My time is gonna come, and I'm still thinking my time has to come. Like, I don't feel I'm there. I never want to feel like that I'm arrived. But yeah. So
But you
that was
have. But
well,
but from an outside view, I'm just letting you know that you have arrived. Like I've seen you accomplish so much, and it's good that you're taking that stance. Keeping yourself humble, and that helps you to continue to excel. Remaining humble in that space, because even with all of the accolades and everything that you have accomplished in your career thus far.
yeah.
It's good to hear you still be in a humble space. Would you attribute that to your upbringing, the way you were raised?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Always. Um, that was how they raised me. Just always stay humble, on, and then be careful on who you share your success, because people can be, jealous, maybe don't wish you the best, so you don't want to put in their face your
Yeah,
happiness.
yeah,
But
yeah. I
and then
definitely
another
do. Yeah,
was definitely the visa. Being a foreign and be able to work in the United States, you have to pass through the visa. So it takes longer than an American, because he doesn't have to go through the process of work here legally, which I'm definitely here legally. But it's time, and it's a lot of documents and always renew it. So it's kind of like a pain in the ass, but it's doable. If you,
right.
it's just what you gotta do. You want to live in this country, you gotta do the paper, which is I'm okay with it. It's something that I always knew. Maybe that part slow it down, and it could be a challenge for somebody. Um, yeah, that went through too. So
So, as a woman in this industry, do you find it more difficult, or more easier as a woman choreographer in this business, this entertainment business that we're in? I know that it can be challenging, being a woman in this industry as well, being attractive, being a woman, like you said, being vulnerable. Any obstacles in that space right there that, because it's all a learning experience, like you said, coming over to a new place, planting your roots over here, and then as a woman, coming from a different tradition and stuff like that, and then coming over here seeing like, whoa, like, to get certain jobs and different things like that. I've spoken to so many different women in the business, and it can be difficult at times. Have you ever ran into any situations like that or whatever?
I did it, but more in Italy because it's more like machista mentality.
Yeah.
In America, to me, coming from a place that is even more conservative, women they just seen in one way. It was more like, okay, that is more open mindset over here. But I also not work, like I'm in this community that is mainly LGBTQ, um, and more male figure representation. So
Right.
being cisgender women in this community that is not originally created for me, that could be like not challenging, but I always need to know my place. I never want to step in somebody else, you know,
Right.
space, original space. So more than challenge, I always needed to make sure that I know what I represent, and try not to like be too aggressive or like try to bitchy about it, because
Right.
you need to know your place. You're always a guest. I'm in a culture that is not mine, America. I'm dancing something that it wasn't created for a person that looked like me or from another country. So it's always important to me to remember that, because I would never want to like appropriate or do the wrong use, or like just yeah. So that may be the challenge, but it's not like it wasn't like a challenge. It's more like something that I always need to keep in mind.
Right.
And more like as a woman in society, regardless, more than dance, because dance there is very open. um it's not that much like male and girls. There is a lot of LGBT community, so it's very open and welcoming to women. And maybe if you go in position like director and producer, that it gets more, they look down on women. But about like choreographers, the dancers, is it's more open. And my community, it's amazing. So, but in general life and society, that's a different story. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful where you go. If you travel, you always gotta keep your eyes open and not be like, I'm in Wonderland. Nothing is gonna happen to me. No, always look your surroundings.
Right, right. And that's important. And I appreciate you touching on that too, because I do notice, you do embrace all cultures. And I think that that's dope, because every time I see your classes and stuff like that, like you are surrounded by so many different ethnicities, so many different people from different communities and walks of life. Um, I just think that is great, and it seems like you have carved out a lane by being open and embracing everyone, which I
Mhm.
think that is another part of your success too, because you don't have the stereotypes of this. Like, you embrace everybody, anybody that wants to dance. So I do get when you say that it's a different lane when it comes down to like dance. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because every who doesn't love to dance, even if you can't, you're not a professional dancer. Everybody love to dance. You know what I mean?
Ex- Exactly. Yes, absolutely.
So, House of Ninja, that was founded by the godfather of voguing, Willie Ninja. So, talk to me a little bit about that relationship there.
Okay. So the House of Ninja is one of the most iconic house in the ballroom scene. So when you talk about voguing, you say ballroom scene because it's like a lifestyle, it's a community. And he created the House of Ninja, and then when he passed away, he passed it through the person that became my mentor, which is Benny. I was never lucky, unfortunately, to meet Willie because he died in 2006 and I found voguing in 2009. But his legacy is still so strong that it feels like he's still with us. um, so yeah, I met Benny Ninja in a dance studio, Broadwood Center, where I was training when I went to train hip hop. So I took the first class with him, and I just fall in love. And I was gravitate naturally around ninjas. So Benny and his kids. So I was going out with them, taking class with them, session with them, and Ninja was the only one that I wanted to be. I always wanted to be Ninja. Because it's a family, so more than the dance, you gotta feel the connection as a family, and the person that is your teacher is gonna become actually your mentor and your father figure
Right.
because it's a chosen family. So this is what happened. I trained with him, and then we got closer. And when he felt that I was ready, he gave me his last name. The last name has Ninja, so I became officially part of in this house, and I'm gonna stuck with it forever. And now I'm the mother of the West Coast. And so that means that I can have kids, and I have a chapter here in California. Actually, have kids everywhere in the world. But
Wow.
I'm supervising all the West Coast with my
Man,
ninjas.
that that's amazing.
Thank
That
you.
gotta be a fit. Now, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you this, Dolores, now, because I don't know if this is your iconic dance or whatever, but I don't know if it's voguing or whatever. But I want to play this clip, and then we can go into it. You can kind of break it down to me, what this iconic dance is or whatever. I think it's dope. We're gonna go
Oh
into
yeah.
this clip real quick, and then you
Oh,
tell me what it is.
okay.
You killing it. You absolutely killing it.
Thank
Now
you.
I'm gonna have to get you to teach me to dance, as well. But
Yeah.
I want talk to me about that clip right there.
Okay, so that specific show was a runway show for Red Bull. Then one of my good friends, she's actually a ninja, so she's a friend, but she's my daughter, Mary Poppins, and she's super famous in popping. She had this idea of creating a runway show by using dancer and use the talent of dancer to showcase the stylist and the clothes. And she wanted to embrace all the street style or clubbing style. So she wanted to use voguing, and she asked the House of Ninja to represent voguing. So there was Javier, which is another of my mentor and father, and then me, and then Mary, and we embraced the three different style of voguing. Okay, so voguing has three different dance style. We call it performance category. One is old way, which is the one more like antique, very like sharp and very posing lines. Then there is new way, which included the stretch and flexibility. And then Vogue Femme is the one that I did it in this clip. So it's the most feminine, extravagant, go crazy. And yeah, that was Vogue Femme. And
Right.
embrace your most feminine side, because
Ah,
it was created by um, either gay guys or transgender women that they wanted to embrace or show their body or show their feminine side. So it's very uplifting and a celebration of yourself. And the step that we do are actually like very set step. You can create it, but the basic are 5 elements. So you learn the the technique of the five elements, and then you start building and create your own style.
okay, okay, yeah, because I see you even teaching people that dance. I gotta try to get that move
Oh
down.
yeah, you're gonna have.
I gotta get my knees right or whatever because you be going low with it and everything. So and speaking of that, like what are some of the like? Are you do you work out consistently? Are you eating healthy? Like, can you share some tips on like what's your day to day like?
So I'm laughing because there is a joke with my friends because I'm the disgrace of what you should do, because I don't work out at all. Never. I hate working out.
Really?
I know I should be a good example, but I'm not. And then I don't eat any veggie and fruit. I only eat meat and pasta and pizza. I'm sorry, I cannot share the truth about you should live healthy and work out, but I dance every day, so that's my workout. I
Ah.
basically dance every day, and more you practice and more like. But I drink a lot of coffee. Maybe that could be my energy.
Everything you go to health to is but see that's how I know like you're born to do this.
I
You're
guess,
born to do this.
yeah.
I mean, we might as well say that because I mean like you're killing it.
Thank you.
I mean you're killing it in a professional space.
Thank you so much.
So you keep doing what you're doing and eating how you want to eat. You're happy and you still killing it. So we don't need to change. We might change something up, and then something might happen. We need to just leave it there. Leave it there.
Thank you. But that's it. My only addiction is coffee. I don't do nothing else, so I don't
I
go crazy.
love coffee too. I love
So
it too. How does
that
your mom and dad feel now, though, at the level that you're on now? They have to be proud, I know.
they're super proud. They're super proud. They don't tell me, but they tell my brother, and my brother tell me. So, but no, they're very, very proud, and I'm very blessed because without a family and friend that support you, life can be a hell. Can be. It's not impossible because people did it without support of like. I'm not talking money wise, just like be there for you and like support and tell
Yeah.
you I love what you're doing. Of course, they were trying to give me other side. Like I was mad with my mom for a long time because I I opened the studio and I knew it was the right thing, but at the same time I was blaming her because I was like, this is gonna slow it down my career because if I'm focused on something, I'm responsible. So I was responsible of my studio, and I always thought he's holding me back. And she's like, trust me, with time you're gonna. And it's true, now I'm thankful because I was still able to do it. But so I still got the guidance, but and they tell me what is better to do, but their support was everything, everything. So they're very proud, and they understand my life is a little crazy. I don't see them. We see a lot every day in FaceTime. We talk for hours every day, and yeah, I have a good relationship with all of them, and yeah, they're proud. Yeah.
Right. With let me ask you this though. Do you ever get any backlash like when you come home or whatever with because you have a huge LGBT following and
Mhm.
support. Do you get a lot of backlash for it or whatever? Because they're some of the most amazing people in the world. And I see you like I said again, you embrace it all. I don't think that you look at people in a certain type of way. I think that you just love on people and share your experiences with people. Do you get any backlash when you go home? Because I know it's not as broad probably over there as it is over here in the States.
Exactly. So I'm surrounding myself always with positive and intelligent people.
Right,
I met a lot of stupid and ignorant people, and I take 3 seconds to check them and buy.
right.
So more than backlash, there is so much. As soon as you get out of the dance, in the dance, or people that understand, or artistic, that they're more like open and sensitive and empathic, you find so many ignorancy that
Oh,
they say some stuff, or online. I try always not to check on the comments on Facebook. Ooh, they're terrible. Or on YouTube, never check the comments. It's the first thing they told me when I did the show Legendary on HBO. They
yeah.
say, whatever you do, don't go and look at the comments. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. 3 seconds I went, and I'm like, okay, let me close it and leave. So backlash, yeah, that it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, it's sad. Does it bother you? I know that you keep pushing or whatever. And I know it's hurtful when you pouring your heart and your passion into things. And this world that we living in right now is just absolutely insane.
Mhm.
But does it affect you still on a personal level that people can be so shallow and in the way in the space in the world that we living in right now, the way people carry on?
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, and there are so much huge gaps that are still need to be filled, and it blows my mind more than when during pandemic, a lot of people were very, it was the time that Black Lives Matter, so it was more out there, right? And I found out how much was close-minded,
Yeah.
ignorant my country was. I don't want to talk shit about Italy, but they were making comments that I'm like, shut up, you don't know shit, like just shut up. Like that was the backlash. I had to argue like um multiple times, because they think they know everything. But this is kind of like what I was saying at the beginning. If you
Right.
don't see it's outside you, you think you know everything, and that's the
Right.
most ignorant and small things that can happen to you. So even just, you don't need to travel, just document yourself, just open your eyes, just be open and learn other cultures. So that part is, we're behind, we're very behind.
Right, right. Yeah, I definitely understand that. And I just keep praying that that the world actually gets better, because it just seems like, the farther we go on, it just seems like everything is just so in chaos right now.
Yeah.
We need more love out there. We just need more love as a worldly community,
Mhm.
not be so divided and separated so much. So that's another thing that I really loved about what you're doing, because every time that I go and I look at a show, or I go look at a post or something that you put up from an event or something, I just look around and I just see nothing but diversity. That's all I see. I see diversity. I see a bunch of different people coming together, fellowshipping and having a great time. And it's just real good to see, because we see so much other stuff going on in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, I appreciate it.
So, like, what's been what's the thing or that you've accomplished that's been the most thing that really just had you like it's been that milestone for you, like it's the biggest thing and just something that you're just overly proud of that you've accomplished, if you can share that with us?
Absolutely. It was definitely when the one other shout out that I gotta do is to Eric Sanchez. He's my brother and my ninja brother, and my one of my best friend. He's an amazing choreographer, and he helped me in so many gigs. He brought me in with him, like to choreograph with him. So he asked me to choreograph with him Lizzo, her performance for Lizzo and
Oh,
Coachella.
wow.
And then we had to, that song that we choreographed went on the world tour, so we were able to choreograph the world tour for the song Phone. And that was the moment, like I remember the day before going to Coachella and see what we choreographed after the rehearsal, when I was touching his reel, because until I don't see it, I'm stressed that somebody can take it away, this amazing dream from me. So I'm
Right.
like, shh, do everything in silence. You don't want nobody to take it away from you. So I was like, okay, I hope it's real. But when it was the day before, I received the call time. Okay, this is really happening. I
Right.
remember I was walking in Walk of Fame, and I still have the videos, and I don't think I ever posted. I was walking in the Walk of Fame in Hollywood, and I was talking to myself at the phone to remember this moment. I'm like, I'm here. After this year, I can't believe it. And I realized my biggest dream, because my biggest dream ever was to choreograph for an artist. And so it was happening, and I was just talking and be like, I can't believe it. It did happen, and I didn't give up. I didn't come back. I stayed, and I did it, and I'm still getting emotional. And after that was just a blessing after blessing. And I think that was my starting point. And I was 33, so for some people, like, it's, for the mentality in Italy, it's kind of old, get that achievement.
Right.
But it was a bullet stone. I would have never be able to choreograph for an artist like that when I was 20. I didn't have the experience enough to be able to just stand in the room with an artist like this. You shit in your pants if you're not ready. Coming from another country, you gotta be able to, like, own it. You gotta own what you do, right?
Right. Right. Wow, man. Like
That was amazing.
that, that's huge. Congratulations on that too. I mean, you know, that's the inspiration right there. You know, that spirit that you have. I can't see you doing anything else other than soaring, having that type of mentality, because you got to be fearless with this. And especially in this business, because like you say, none of this stuff that you've accomplished on your journey has happened overnight. And
Exactly.
just think, if all of the naysayers and people that, you know, said, hey, you know, you need to stop doing that, you need to go pursue something else. Just think, if you would have done that. Just think if you wouldn't have just stepped out and said, you know what, this is what I love to do, and I'm going to continue to do it. From a financial standpoint, you know, I'm pretty sure now that things have gotten better for you, because you're doing amazing things, and that was a major door opener and major exposure for you as well. Um, but can you share with people that may be inspiring to get into the space that you're in and thinking about trying to open up a dance studio, just some of the financial struggles that you may have went through to get to that point? Because I just want people to understand that, you know, you see everything on TV and they see the after shows and see you doing it, but it's hard work that's got to be put into it. Can you share some of that with us, for the inspirers out there?
Definitely, definitely. I think the the thing that was with the studio, before getting any, money out of it, it was an investment. Continuously investment, more like, I was never, and I'm still never stop. I'm a workaholic, so even if I'm like, I could relax, I always try to keep myself busy to make sure, like, once, because I love it, and two, of course, for a financial point of view. So when I was opening the studio, I started small to make sure that, and of course, all this knowledge and thoughts is my parents trained me like that, but because they did everything from zero in their career, so they were able to share their input. So I don't want to look like I know everything. Uh,
Right.
but is, if you start small, and it was like, get your following, people that will follow you, because some people, they just start big without having the basis. So,
Right.
okay, buy the place right away. How can you buy the place if you don't know if you have people that actually love your work? You gotta make sure that they will be with you for years and years, because those students, they're gonna be your client, even if it's not cute to talk about clients when you talk about dance and sharing, but at the end of the day, it's that. So that is the first part. You gotta know your shit. You gotta know that you value, and so the people can feel it, they can follow you. So that part. Then I wasn't just focused on that. I was teaching in a lot of other places to be able that my personal life or my income wouldn't not take it away from the studio yet.
Ah,
So I needed to be stable without the studio. So if I needed to put money on the studio, I could. So that's why I was working so much to make sure that I was okay, um, and not take it out without even putting a base. And after 5 years of renting us a gym, and I remember this person was like, "Don't you feel ashamed to have your studio in a gym? Like, how can you invite people from America and invite them in a gym, a school gym?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna remember you, bit. Sorry, I'm gonna remember you." And
right.
when I opened the studio, he knocked at the door like, "Can I come and teach you?" And I said, "You remember what you said?" "I remember. You were ashamed. You're not ashamed now where the studio looks nice, huh?" So
Right.
my revenge, my little revenge. So yeah, it took time. It took time. After 5 years, I was able to find a place and be my major, my studio. And then after other 5 years, I bought another place on the side. So it's getting bigger. Time. I think the most rule is time. Be patient and don't jump before having the tools to jump to come back.
Right. Right, right. Man, I love that. I love that. You know, I got to congratulate you too, Dolores, on being nominated for the legendary status in the ballroom scene. That's a huge accomplishment as well. See, I mean, we're talking about nothing but accomplishments here. Like, I know you, don't feel like you have arrived. To us, you have arrived. And I just want to, that's why I wanted to bring you on here to give you your flowers, while you're still dancing and in motion and doing your thing, just to let you know that it's a lot of people out here who really love you. And it's a lot of people out here who really, really appreciate what you're bringing to the culture. And I, for one, I'm one of them. The whole Vibe family, we adore you.
Thank you.
With everything that you're doing, it's just so important to have people like you out here that's contributing back to the culture and giving your time, and you're so passionate about everything that you're doing. I mean, you could just tell, even in the classes and stuff like that, you're teaching people how to walk the runway. I mean, you don't just dance, you do a multiple things that you are doing. Now, with the classes, like, how do, just for the information,
Mhm.
how do people get in one of your classes?
Either they follow me and they see what I teach, or they follow the studio. Maybe they go to the studio, dance studio, to take another class, and they see that there is voguing and they're interested to try, and they start taking vogue class, or from the ballroom scene. So the kids from the voguing culture, they want to train because they want to get ready to compete. So they make sure that they know what I teach and they start coming regularly. And then for my ninjas, we do like session weekly, and it's private session just for the ninjas when I make them ready for walking the balls and be ready to compete, so they can level up their status.
Right, right. Okay. Now, are these classes super expensive because you've reached a certain level now? Is there payment plans? How's the setup, just to give people the information
So
here?
actually, what I teach in oh, thank you. I'm seeing the comments. It's so sweet. uh, Thank you. I teach for Reach LA, which is a LGBT community center, and the classes are for free for the community.
Oh,
So
wow.
every Tuesday runway and every Thursday old way, it's free. So what they want is to provide something, what we said before, for the kids, to take them off the streets, or like give them dreams, or like give them hope, or like, just take them busy and find some passion in themselves. And then I teach in another studio, the commercial studio in Los Angeles. The classes are around $20 a class, but you can buy package, so they're not that crazy expensive. Of course, if you gotta take a lot of classes because you want to become professional dancer, it's an investment. It's like when you go to university, you pay university to get your degrees, and also it's an investment for whatever you get at the end, especially in America. In Italy, university are free. Here, oh Lord, guys.
Right, definitely, man. So, like, what's next for Dolores Ninja? What can we look forward to?
Okay, so next, if you are around Los Angeles, or if you're not around, you gotta make yourself in Los Angeles. August 26th, I'm organized with Icon Divine, one of the hugest ball of the West Coast. And it's gonna
Oh,
be at the Velasco Theater. It's like a huge event and ball. So Saturday, August 26th. And then oh, something is gonna happen the night that I cannot say that it's gonna be very
oh,
gonna be very but I cannot say. So you gotta be there. And then what else? I'm gonna go in Italy in September for a month to take care of my studio. I go back every 2-3 months to take care of the studio, and then it's just an exciting years. I don't even know what is happening. I'm going next week to a summer camp to teach in Sicily, in Italy, and come back here. Yeah.
so Dolores, let me ask you this now. I mean, now, when do you take some time to relax?
uh,
It seems like to me, now this is just my own perspective. It seems like you always busy, always, you over here, you over there, you flying here, you flying there, you got this class to teach, you got that class to teach. What is Dolores Ninja doing in her downtime, or if you even have any downtime?
so you're gonna laugh. I go dance salsa. The way to relax is still dancing. I'm so fucking blessed to do what I love that I don't think I need the time off.
Right,
I feel guilty. Like if I'm that blessed to be in this planet to do what I love, why would I take a time off? You
right,
know? But I'm a little psycho. I have I'm ADD. How do you say? I'm always gonna be active. But yeah, it relaxed me to go dance salsa, for example. I discovered this one in the past few months. It was a very downside for me, the end of the last year, sentimentally. So I was like, okay, we can allow this. So I started go out and dance, and it's nice because it's not a dance that I need to be perfect. It's not my job. I just go to have fun. So I don't have the pressure of like, okay, you gotta do everything right because you're a teacher. No, so I just go and live my life.
right. So, no downtime for Dolores. She is she's dancing even on downtime, guys. So, just to let y'all know, she is on the grind, and she is majorly focused on what she's doing. She's happy doing it and find passion and love in it all. So if when Dolores is relaxing, she's dancing. Okay.
That's a perfect description. You got all the bullet points on get to know Dolores.
Right. So, let's put the social media platforms out there in ways that people can actually follow you, connect with you. Let's put all of that out there, that info out there for them.
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram. Is the major app that I use, major social app that I use, and it's Dolores Ninja. Then on YouTube, Dolores Parisi, which is my last name, Parisi, and then on TikTok, Dolores Ninja, everywhere, Dolores Ninja. If you want to follow my studio, it's called B Music, B dot Music School. If you want to show to my dance studio.
And people can also visit the website as well. They can go over there. She has a very beautiful website set up. If you look on the screen, we have the website information provided right there. You guys can go right there, and she has a beautiful website. Has a lot of beautiful pictures, nice gallery, and it's a lot of information over there as well. So if you guys want to get to know Dolores a little bit more, she has a story on there, and a whole bunch of other things as well. So you guys make sure that y'all go over there and visit the website and follow this queen on all platforms. She made it easy for us, guys. I mean, it's Dolores Ninja everywhere. So you can't, it is not complicated. You know, one of these super long handles where you got to type all this stuff in or whatever. She kept it simple, kept it easy for us, guys. So y'all make sure that y'all get connected. Dolores, I want to I just got to tell you again, this has been an absolute treat for me. It's been a pleasure, and it's been very long awaited. I've been dying to have this interview with you to be able to talk to you, and it's going to be the first of many to come because once you come on the Vibe Show, you're part of the Vibe family now, so you can you're added to our tribe now.
Wow.
So.
Yes, thank
We
you.
want to be in the loop on all of the upcoming events and everything that you have going on. So me and Strong Jewel will be reaching out to you. So whenever you have some events or need some promotion on our end or something like that, we would definitely be honored to help promote whatever events or anything that you have going on as well. We want to build this relationship with you and just continue to follow your journey and be that support for you for real.
I appreciate that means so much. Thank you. I feel it for real. Thank you. Same for you guys.
Absolutely. Now, we can't wait to get you back on here again. And before you leave, for anybody out there that may be thinking about giving up on their dance dreams or maybe thinking about giving up on any dream or whatever, can you leave them with some words of uplift and encouragement to keep going?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just trust your heart. Do what your heart is telling you, and if it makes you feel good, just keep doing it. It's gonna be hard, but more hard it is the journey, more you're gonna enjoy it at the end. So you just need to be patient. I know you probably heard this so many times, but really be patient and enjoy the journey and try to reach the farthest star you see. That one is your goal. So whatever star you get to closer is still a beautiful star. So
I love that. I love that. Let's put the social platforms out there one more time for the stragglers who might have missed it.
yes, Dolores Ninja on Instagram. Follow me.
Y'all go and follow this queen. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. Her page is always fire, is jumping, and she always got so much interesting stuff going on. Dolores, we love you. I want to tell you on behalf of me and the whole Vibe family, we want to tell you that we love you, we rooting for you, and we support you so much. And we're wishing you more blessings and more success with everything that you're going to accomplish on the rest of your journey. And we just so excited. We can't wait to get you back on here again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Made me emotional. I appreciate
Yes,
you.
I'm telling you, like, man, I know without a shadow of a doubt, moms and pops and the rest of the family, even though they might not tell you all the time, um, I know they're proud of you. I know they're proud of you, Dolores, because like you're doing amazing things out there. I mean, how could you not be proud of you? Somebody who actually had a dream and actually manifesting her dream, didn't give up. I mean, that's a success story right there in itself. Continuing, you are a living testimony. Keep going. Let nothing stop you because skies is the limit for you, Dolores.
For everybody, not just for me. Thank you. I love you so much.
We love you, Dolores. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Me and D, we out of here. We're going to dance our way up out of here, man. We love y'all. Y'all be safe. If you are not following the Vibe Show 97.9, you're not subscribed. I don't know what else to tell you other than please hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications for more exclusive episodes coming up. Also, follow the Vibe Show on Instagram at the Vibe Show 97.9 FM. Also, go to our exclusive radio station website at www.thevibeshow979.net and make sure that y'all go follow Dolores Ninja on all platforms as well. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Me and D, we out of here. We're gonna dance out of here. We dance, we gone. Love you, D.
Love you. Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.